Can David Hobby do the Derby Oaks double-double, and is Miss Envy up to the challenge? Hello and welcome to the Wednesday preview. My name is James Broadhurst. I'm joined by Troy Ionak. And Troy, a couple of big feature races ahead of us this weekend, including this huge Group 2 WA Oaks at Cannington on Saturday night.
Yeah, very big racing with some interesting runners, so it's going to be really intriguing. It's not straightforward either way for both races, and a little side dish tonight that you and I might talk about, a bit of a clash that looks very exciting as well.
Yeah, two good youngsters going head to head. We'll get to that in a moment, but we've got to get into this Group 2 WA Oaks. Troy, really good heat runs we saw. Why don't we go back and have a look at a couple of those, starting with the fastest qualifier, Sunset Clarice. Of course, already has the Mandurah Oaks in the bag, and then from box 1 last week, qualified as the fastest runner with a run of 29.69.
Cindy Lou, Silk and Al Apple a Day down the back. Sunset Clarice on the arm, out by 4. In second place was Hot Minute. Making ground around on the inside was Justice Sapphire. Pushed wide Ritzer Chris as they swing onto the corner. Money keeping behind them, but another one coming up for Hobby in the Oaks. Sunset Clarice race away, wins by 5 lengths.
And then in a later heat, it was Choosing Texas back in the winner's circle. Here's how she did it from box 3. Choosing Texas jumps well, fights for the lead, gets it, and then breaks to a big margin down the back. And at that point, looks like she's on the way to a big victory, but let's see what happens.
In behind it was Cora Mack, and last of all down the back was West on Menace. Choosing Texas race clear down the back and went out by 3.5 lengths on Naughty Evie, who runs on, then followed by Panadero Diva. In behind it, Sparkling Gem and also Impress Mona on the home corner. Naughty Evie gets up on underneath of Choosing Texas. Choosing Texas holds on.
So Choosing Texas just holds on to win her heat, and then she comes into this field for the Group 2 final out of box 4. She's now won 6 of 8 starts, an emerging talent. As mentioned, out of the 4 in this race, can go quicker than a heat run of 29.83. Might need to against this field. We know she can jump and she can lead. That's going to be the key to her prospects in this race. Of course, out in box 1 here, Sunset Clarice is the dog to beat from this draw. She's on a 6-race winning tear. She's excellent at box rise. Very hard to topple here, Troy. And of course, David Hobby looking to complete this Derby Oaks double, looking to complete the final stage of this quartet. What a run David Hobby's been on. Out of box 2 here, we've got Naughty Evie, as we just saw, nearly stole her heat. Might get too far back in this one, but will come hard late. Pound Keeping out of box 5 of this New South Wales chaser. Now, she must go down as the most improved from what we saw the previous week. Her run in the heat was a big turnaround, more indicative of the form we've seen from her on the East Coast. Gets the same draw as she got last week here out of the Lemon. Spoke to trainer Todd Barnes earlier in the week. Not too concerned about the draw, just worried about if she jumps or not. If she jumps, she can be a chance. That's what his thoughts were. Got Pam Keeping and in box 7 here. Did everything right in a heat, found the lead, but still got rounded up by Pound Keeping. It's going to be a bit harder for Pam Keeping out in this wider draw this week. I thought those were the main chances. Any that I've missed that might be able to sneak up on us here, Troy?
No, I thought Naughty Evie was a cheeky race. We did, and I mentioned that last week to keep an eye on it. I thought the greyhound could put itself right into the rate in its heat. So I don't think it's drawn too badly either on the inside. The issue here is Cleese is just drawn beautifully.
Yeah.
It's in great form, pinging the leads, doing everything right. Hard to see it getting led. Which for me makes it difficult for Choosing Texas, because Choosing Texas, as I said last week, when this greyhound finds the arm, it just seems to be a slightly different dog, and that's its advantage. When it gets the arm, it's very tough to beat. I don't know if it can cross Clarice. I think Clarice, the way it's getting out and running at the moment, is going to be very, very tough to beat here. I do like Pound Keeping. It's a greyhound that I think could improve again, and if it jumps, it's got some strength about it. So I think it could be the one that, if there was a danger to Clarice, it's the one that I'm leaning towards. The others, I think, are probably going to need a bit of luck in running. Look, Hot Minute, capable, but got to get across. I don't think it can cross this field. Pam Keeping, as you mentioned, I don't think it's going to get across as easily. Definitely talented, but I don't know if it can get across.
Well, given it's got Choosing Texas on the inside,
yeah,
those two may clash.
There's a lot of pace inside there to worry about. And I just think Clarice, if it just pings like it has been, it's going to be very tough to catch because she's just got amazing pace.
I think what this race boils down to is, on paper at least, of course anything can happen when those lids flip open, Troy, but it boils down to if Clarice misfires, that brings other dogs into the race.
Change of race. If she misses,
that's what their chances are based on. And Clarice hasn't shown any signs of misfiring, has she?
Well, she's had good luck with the box draw through the series.
Sure.
And 1-1 is where you want to be,
Right.
and she's used it to perfection. So, got to use it again in the final on Saturday night. Look, Choosing Texas, I made that comment about needing to lead. I hope the ground proves me wrong, and I'm only going off current what we've seen so far. Now, it may be that the greyhound can sit second and challenge, but haven't seen that yet enough to say that I'd want to see it leading, and I don't think it can cross, so I can't put it on top here. Clarice, as I said, on top for me, and Pound Keeping, the big improver again, because I just got a lot of time for this greyhound. It's a very smart chaser, and don't be surprised if it comes out and improves even more again.
Yeah. She's going to be shortish, I'd say, but can't go past Clarice myself here for the WAs. But we will see. Great race on
and a bit of a side push here for you, because you gave the Derby winner a bit of a push last week and kept telling everyone to keep it safe. You had a bit of a feeling that the pink box might not be the worst box for it.
Yep.
And you got it right, so well done.
Well, as they say, a broken clock is right
twice a
day, so it must be the case for me.
I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, you're right.
Well, and it's on that topic, how about this sequence that David Hobby's on at the moment? Just unbeatable in these feature races, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's got a good team of young chasers that when you're going in with a few good chances, you put yourself in really well, and they're just presenting well. I mean, maybe not the way we thought it was going to pan out. Gideon and Stan were the two that we thought local hopes would probably be the stronger Derby contenders. As it turned out,
the beauty of these series is when you see these young dogs, you see dogs that do emerge because they are still kind of sorting themselves out. So,
well, as we mentioned before, age-restricted race, dogs and in one race, then you got the bitches and the girls in the other. So you get to see these greyhounds really start to shine, and who's going to take the next step in their future. Like, who's going to be the Group 1 stars after this? I think we might have seen a couple that could potentially be that. So, interesting, exciting series.
Don't disagree.
Every year.
All right, that is the WA Oaks at Cangton on Saturday night. Troy, we've also got another really good feature race.
This one's a cracker.
Mandurah, Friday night. The Mandurah Middle Distance Challenge, of course. And maybe the series is not panning out how we thought it was when we saw the heat fields come out a couple of weeks ago. A lot of intrigue now. Based on what happened during the heat stage.
Miss Envy for me.
Yeah, well, she's involved. We're going to have a look at her run. Didn't win a heat, though.
No.
And that's why we've got a bit more interest in this. Bit of a David and Goliath type scenario with Reinvigorated last week. Reinvigorated up against Miss Envy and denied her the win. Let's go back and have a look at the run from box 1. Reinvigorated is able to hold out Incredible Shine early, and then look who levels up immediately. It's Miss Envy. Now Miss Envy's just going to blow straight past, isn't she, Troy? Well, not quite.
The outside, Miss Envy, 400 metres out, 2 lengths away, Incredible Shine, 5 to Just a Princess, and tailed off Licorice Manelli, still Reinvigorated, half a length, Miss Envy, 2 to Incredible Shine, a gap, Just a Princess, Reinvigorated, still half a length, Miss Envy, 2 to Incredible Shine, they straighten, Reinvigorated kicks, Miss Envy's gonzo, Reinvigorated all the way, 2.5 lengths.
So we bring up the field for the Mandurah Middle Distance Challenge, and we've got Reinvigorated there out of box 2. Can Reinvigorated repeat the dose from the inside draw? Miss Envy in box 4 here. Look, obviously still the favourite. Multiple Group 1 winner. We can I don't know what we say about that result last week. Just didn't get it done, but certainly is the talent dog in the field. Cashing Out is the other heat winner. Caused a bit of a minor upset in its own right, didn't it? Cashing Out when it beat Ironworks. Now that came after Cashing Out jumped well. Doesn't always do that, and has a wide draw this week, so a little bit trickier. And as for Ironworks, what can you say about this greyhound? Just a consistently good stayer, better than good actually. He's always going to be a threat, but he's always going to be doing his best work later in the race. Is he good enough to beat Miss Envy over the 652? Over the 715, I give him a better chance. 652, not really his go as much.
A greyhound that needs a bit of room. He needs
does,
a bit of a big dog needs a bit of room in running. If he gets that room, he can really build momentum. So we'll need a little bit of luck in a race like this. And
he's the main danger, though.
Yeah, I think you've got some greyhounds like him who are dour, they're staying dogs, and then you've got some sprinting types like Miss Envy, like Reinvigorate, who just get on the arm and go.
Now, Reinvigorated's on the inside of Miss Envy again this week.
Reinvigorated, fantastic run last week, like brilliant run, and left Miss Envy standing down the home straight, and even race caller Ryan Levisky pointed that out. She was gone down the straight, Miss Envy, which surprised me a lot because I've spooked a lot on this show that I can't wait to see her get up over distance. And I really thought that her getting a clean run into the race like she did, sitting outside the leader, was going to be really game on. And she just didn't finish. Didn't finish the race off as you'd like. And Reinvigorated did. Now, I don't think Reinvigorated is the strongest greyhound in the world, but it was strong enough to hold off.
What I put it down to, when Miss Envy couldn't get past in the back straight, that frustrated her a bit. I don't know if dogs get frustrated, but that's how I read it. It just got held up at that point, and so I'm not putting the line through Miss Envy.
No, not putting the line through her, but I take Miss Envy as one that is a pretty dour chaser that doesn't give up easily like that. So I felt that it wasn't a question of frustration, in my opinion. I felt it was a case of just got the legs run off early,
outpointed,
and just couldn't match motors for that part of the race. Now maybe Miss Envy needed that run, and she'll gain a bit more this week. Reinvigorated
she's been over the 600 for a few weeks now.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just thinking I think the thing we've got to remember though is, and maybe people may not know this, but like when you're running at a two-turn track like Cannington, and you're running around bends, some dogs handle that because you've almost, I'm not saying dogs slow down, but they've got to ease a little bit into bends sometimes, and they get that little bit of a stopping starting motion. Now when you're running, now that's arguable, all right, so it's arguable, but when you get a big track like Mandurah and it's just big swinging turns, you're just flat out. So it can be a question of, was it just a flat out run and she's just flattened herself a little bit towards the line and needed that hit out over the Mandurah circuit? Guess we'll find out this week. I still believe she's going to be a very good stayer. I still believe, from what I've seen.
I think she'll come out and blow them away this week, actually.
I think there could be a turnaround. That's the thing I'm thinking of getting at. That's what I'm saying.
Not that I've got... these dogs are all good dogs, don't get me wrong.
I think what I'm doing is I'm making excuses for her last week, and trying to justify the run, because it was below par for what we expected from her, and I think that's fair.
Take nothing away from Reinvigorated.
No, that's what I'm saying. Reinvigorated was a brilliant winner in the heat. Brilliant. It did everything right, and there's no reason to say it can't repeat that this week. I just am such a big fan of Miss Envy that I'm trying to justify that run, because for me it was below par. It wasn't the Miss Envy. For any other dog you'd probably say great run, but for Miss Envy we know she's highly talented and highly skilled in the way she runs. So I expected more. I think this week we may see more, and we're going to have to if she's going to turn the tables on Reinvigorated.
Well, exactly, and with the likes of Ironworks potentially breathing down her neck at the back end.
So a great race, one that we've got to watch.
What I love about it, it's added a lot more interest to what,
Well, if she'd bolted in the heat, we'd be saying, "Oh, this is pretty much a Miss Envy race, $1.20 favourite. If you get that, you're probably taking good money." Now we're going, Gee.
Well, there's a question mark, isn't
There
there?
is, and it's a question mark for the first time I've had in my mind about her over the distance, which I haven't had that in my mind before.
Well, I think, yeah. Well,
I'm not saying she
turns out.
won't. I'm just saying it raises a question mark that I've never had on her before.
You're having a little bit of a sneaky one on Reinvigorated, Len? Like a...
I'm just, a repeat run from Miss Envy means Reinvigorated probably wins. So, because she's drawn the outside of her again, of Reinvigorated. So Reinvigorated, if it jumps again and holds up on the inside...
We shall see.
I don't know, James.
I'm still backing this.
Well, you're the doggy psychologist with the white coat that goes down and can talk to dogs and get them to turn their form around. You want to give some insight here?
Yeah, I think Miss Envy's already put that behind her.
I think
she'll turn up.
I think we'll see a different Miss Envy this week. I think we'll see one ping the lids, put herself right in the race, and could be very, very impressive.
But if she doesn't, look out. But
we're going around in circles.
We are going around in circles. But yeah. Anyway, good race. That's Mandurah Friday night.
Side note for one greyhound here that we haven't mentioned that two actually that I would say that could be very sneaky if these leaders happen to bump or find each other. Incredible Shine off the inside, been in very, very consistent form. And take my advice, we saw this greyhound ping the lids before and do some good stuff. It could be the one that if it does ping the lids again and the inside division happen to miss a kick or find each other, keep them safe, particularly in exotic betting. If you're having a bet in exotics, make sure they're safe.
I think if these leaders fouls up, Troy, then that really does open it up for an Ironworks. But this is all speculation.
But then Ironworks big dog needs to get himself through the field. So if they're fouling up, he needs to avoid that interference. I just think those two are probably going to be very overlooked in this race, and I'm just saying that their form, particularly Incredible Shine, is in very great form, very consistent. Take my advice, form probably doesn't read as well at the moment, but we know what this ground's capable of. Don't be surprised if it's right there or thereabouts with the right run, and I'm just saying you're going to get good value on both those dogs. Do I think they're going to beat Miss Envy and Reinvigorated? Probably not. But just keep them safe in exotics and that type of betting. All
right, there you go. That is the Mandurah Middle Distance Challenge Friday night down there at the Peel Circuit Track, or Peel Region Circuit. Kanyana Park.
Used to be Kanyana Park.
It did.
I don't know if it still is it?
Graham's WA Mandurah, I think.
But is it still Kanyana or not?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Right, that's down Mandurah Friday night. We've got chasing tonight at Cannington, Troy. 12 races, first kicking off at 6:22 p.m. Free entry, as it is each and every night here at Greyhounds WA. Now, neither of us have been brave enough to bet on this race, but there is a really nice contest. Race 5, this is over the 520 metre novice. Two of the brightest young stars in the state at the moment going head to head. Gideon Manelli versus the electric, the exciting, mercurial Sharma. How does this one play out?
I was going to say enigmatic, but
enigmatic works as well.
But yeah, a very, very
we've only
race.
seen Sharma 3 times, but it's been a different thing each time. 2 wins and. Yeah, he's exciting, as we've discussed.
He's one that you want to tip, but it's just so hard to tip because last week when we watched that race, I think I tipped Gravity Manelli, and Gravity was sitting in front of Sharma, and I just saw Sharma coming through the field and went, "Oh, we're in trouble here." so didn't pan out the way I thought it was. Gideon. Absolute star on the rise. We know how smart this greyhound is. Only really been overshadowed by Stan.
Right.
So the question mark was Gideon though. Box manners not brilliant.
Correct. Neither of them are good starters.
Not brilliant box manners. So
the opposite of brilliant, I think, is Sharma's box manners.
I just think
horrific.
I mean, ideal race for us tonight would be Gideon comes out clean and finds the arm, and Sharma just happens to sit midfield on a reasonable getaway, and then game on. Now, I think if that happens, Gideon's going to run some real serious time up front. Can Sharma reel Gideon in? But
the silly is. You tipped him last week. Gravity a silly chance. The Gravity Manelli silly chance.
He has to lead this race and has to get capable of running time, but would need to lead. I think Gideon and Sharma have got a little bit on him, but I thought Gravity could lead last week, and it didn't. I just don't know where it fits into this race, particularly with Gideon and Sharma. I wouldn't be brave enough to tip against either of those.
Well, we're not brave enough to tip on this race at all. So,
but I will be watching. I will be watching, and I'll be watching
contest.
with a lot of joy, because I'm excited to see what these two greyhounds can do. And Sharma, the way it just turns it on, you do raise a question.
We're going to be talking about this dog a bit, I think.
But the question with Sharma is the way it just turns on the afterburners off the back. Is it going to be able to run further distance, or are we seeing the best of it at the moment in terms of distance? Big question marks.
Race 5 tonight. What are your tips, though, Troy?
Yes.
You actually got a couple for us.
I have. All right, so race straight after that one tonight. Race 6, number 1, greyhound called Unchecked, was over for the Derby. Performed really well in the exhibition trial, 21.50. That's flying around here. Has run 29.91 around the Meadows, winning there. So that's a good effort for a young chaser. Had no luck in the Derby heat. Draws a red tonight. Has Queen of Kuna, who's been in very good form, drawn out wide tonight.
About 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's in very good form. But I just think Unchecked is a greyhound that is probably going to get overlooked because of its run here at Cannington last start in the Derby heat. I think if you look back at what it has done and the fact that they brought it over, they must have had an opinion about it. And what they did in that exhibition trial cannot be overlooked here, and I think we might get some good value with Queen of Kuna in the race. So I'm tipping Unchecked. I think off the red, it just looks really well placed. Next one, race 9, number 7, Roxy Keeping. This greyhound's in great form, has good pace. Just got to keep repeating what it's been doing lately, and it looks like it's going to be tough to beat in this race.
All right, there you go. I'm heading towards race 4, number 2, Sunset Silence, jumping on the hobby bandwagon. This is in a 5:20 maiden. Had a few problems getting on the track, Sunset Silence, but did run a solo trial and clock a time under 30 seconds last time we saw this greyhound. A little bit of queries, I guess, about the fitness of the dog, but we know that he can begin. We saw that last race start he had. If he can run the sort of time he did in his solo trial, he'll certainly be right up there in this contest. So race 4, number 2, Sunset Silence for me tonight at Cannington. And Troy, that is the show. Once again, always some great racing ahead. We say it every week, but it's true. The racing at the moment is absolutely sensational and plenty to look forward to.
Yeah, exciting chasing. I've mentioned all those races we've talked on today, and even the one tonight. Just exciting. Amazing young greyhounds coming through. Some really good chasers in WA. Shows the depth of talent that we've got here. And it's exciting to see. Just if you're a greyhound fan or you just enjoy watching, even without a bet, it's just great to be able to tune in and watch every night, tonight, Friday and Saturday. Exciting chasing.
There we go. Plenty to look forward to. Hopefully you can make it down to the track. But either way, you'll be able to catch us next week on the Wednesday preview.